I'm sharing my screen. Just let me know if the screen is visible. Is the screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So very good morning, students. In the last lecture, in the last week, we have started with the applications of stack, and we had discussed a couple of applications. And before we had a break on Saturday, we were discussing about the third application, that was polish notations. Okay. So in polish notations, we have seen that there are three types of polish notations: infix notation, prefix notation, and postfix notation. So this is how the examples were discussed in the last lecture, that infix notation is basically a notation in which the expression is written in traditional algebraic form, wherein we will have the operand, then the operator, and again the operand. In prefix, we'll be writing the operator first and then the operands, and in the postfix, we'll be writing the operands first and then the operator. We have also seen the examples wherein we tried to convert an infix expression into a prefix and postfix expression. When we have more number of operators in a given expression, then we have to solve this step by step. In each step, we will be resolving only one operator. Now, which operator to resolve is totally dependent on the precedence of the operators. So we had taken examples related to four traditional operators in algebra, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And in this example, we know that the addition and subtraction is having less precedence as compared to multiplication and division. Whenever we have equal precedence cases, then in those cases, the expression is resolved from left to right. Okay. So based on this, we had solved few numericals in the last lecture for converting a given infix expression into a prefix expression and to a postfix expression. Now, once we understood how to convert this infix to prefix and infix to postfix, then we started to discuss how we can use stack in order to solve this problem. And first we started with the problem of infix to postfix. Okay. So in infix to postfix problem, what we have discussed up till now is, we'll quickly revise that much part. Okay. So we are going to scan our infix string, infix notation, which will be given to us as an input from left to right, and we will be scanning one symbol at a time. Now there are two possibilities while scanning that can happen. One is, either you will find an operand or you will find an operator. Okay. Either you will find an operand or you will find an operator. Okay. If you are finding the scanned symbol as an operand, so if you are finding it as like A, B, C, D, right, these are our operands which we take in our examples, right? So if you are finding an operand, then in that case we are going to write that symbol in the output string, which is nothing but our answer. Okay. So if your scan symbol is an operand, then we are going to directly write that particular symbol in our output string. This is one of the steps that we do. Now there is another possibility, that whatever thing you scan in your input string, that scanned symbol is now an operator. Okay. Now that scan symbol is now an operator. Now this operator is basically going to deal with stack. This operator is going to deal with stack. So it is going to do some sort of push and pop operation before it enters into the output string. Finally, everything is going to come in the output string, right? But operators directly will not come into output string. These operators will be doing some sort of operation with your stack. Now how they will be doing this with stack? So there will be some rules for doing it. So first rule we had discussed in last lecture, that is, if the precedence of the operator that is scanned is greater than the precedence of the operator present on top of stack, then in such case we are going to push the operator which we have scanned onto the stack. Okay, I again repeat the statement. If the precedence of the operator scanned is greater than the precedence of the operator present on top of stack. So the operator which you are scanning right now, if its precedence is greater than the precedence of the operator which is already present on top of stack. For example, if you are scanning a multiplication, and for example, if on your top of stack as of now addition is present, then multiplication is having more precedence as compared to addition, right? So in this case, what you will be doing is, you are going to push the operator that you have scanned, which is nothing but your multiplication, onto the top of stack. Is the meaning of the statement clear? Okay. Precedence of the operator that you have scanned right now is greater than the precedence of the operator present on your top of stack. Now initially when you scan your first operator, that time nothing will be present on top of stack, right? So it is as good as its precedence is more. So the example which we had taken in the last lecture, if you remember, the example which I had taught, a plus b. Now when you are doing only a plus b, first a will go in your output string as it is an operand, then plus will come. Now as plus is an operator, it will go on stack. Now you'll check whether the precedence of plus is greater than the precedence of the operator present on top of stack. But as of now, there is no operator on top of stack. So plus is having higher precedence. We can assume that in that case. And in that case, that plus will now go on your stack. Are you getting this? Now you will scan that B. Now B is an operand. And as it is operand, then it will come in your output string. Your expression is finished. As your expression is finished, now you will pop everything from your stack onto the output string. That's why that plus will come. This is how we solved the first example in which we had only one operator. Now I took one more example for you people which was suiting to our first condition in the case 2, which example is present on the right hand side of your screen right now. A plus B multiplied by C. So in this case what will happen? First A will go on the output string, then plus will go on stack, then B will go on output string, correct? Then multiplication will come. Now we will check whether the precedence of multiplication is greater than the precedence of plus. Yes, precedence of multiplication is greater than precedence of plus. That's why we'll place that multiplication now on the stack. Then next is we will take C. This C is an operand. That's why we had outputted that in the output string. And as the expression is finished, now we'll pop all the symbols from our stack. That's why first multiplication will be popped and then plus will be popped. So this much part we had already discussed in last lecture. This was a quick revision for you people. Now let us see the other rules related to this algorithm. Now the second rule is, suppose that the precedence of the operator scanned is less than the precedence of the operator present on top of stack. What is the second condition? Second condition is, all of you make note of this also, okay? Precedence of the operator scanned is less than the precedence of the operator present on top of stack. So in this case, then pop the operator or present on top of stack and push the operator that is scanned. See what we have to do, huh? Again I repeat the statement. The precedence of the operator scanned is less than the precedence of the operator present on top of stack. Precedence of the operator is scanned. So suppose, say for example, you are reading minus. Suppose you are reading minus is less than the precedence of operator present on top of stack. Assume that on top of stack as of now is division operator. Now minus is having less precedence as compared to division, correct? What is there on stack? Division. What is there that you have scanned right now? Minus. So minus is having less precedence as compared to division. Then what we have to do? Then pop the operator present on top of stack. What is there on your top of stack? Division. So in that case you have to pop that division. In that case you have to pop that division. And then you have to place that minus on top of stack. Then you have to place that minus on top of stack. Are you getting this? I'll show this with help of an example. Suppose you are reading minus. Suppose you are reading minus. And right now on top of stack there is division. Look at this particular example which I am drawing right now. I'll erase everything else so that there will be no confusion for you people. Assume that you are reading a minus and right now what is there on your top of stack? Division is there, suppose. So precedence of the operator that is being scanned, which is nothing but minus, is less than the precedence of the operator present on top of stack, which is nothing but your division. In this case, what is the statement? Pop the symbol, pop the operator that is present on top of stack. So we have to pop division. So this division will go now from your stack. It will come outside of stack and it will go in your output string. It will go in your output string and place the symbol that you have read, that is nothing but your minus, onto the stack. So minus will go on stack. Is the sequence of statement understood to you people? Is the second condition understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay. Now I will elaborate this condition a little bit. Okay. I'll elaborate this condition a little bit. Say for example, you are having minus, okay, and you are having multiplication on top of stack. What is minus? Minus is having less precedence. Minus is having less precedence. Minus is having less precedence. Multiplication is having more precedence. Multiplication is having more precedence. What is our statement? The symbol that you have scanned is having less precedence as compared to the symbol present on top of stack. So in that case, what we will be doing? Pop the symbol present on top of stack. So this will come in your output string. This will go from your stack. This will go from your stack. And place the symbol that you have scanned onto the top of stack. Onto the top of stack. So minus will be placed now on top of stack. Is the example understood? Okay. Let us go back to our conditions now. Let us go back to our conditions now. Our next condition is the precedence the operator scanned is, all of you make a note of this statement also, the precedence of the operator scanned is equal to the precedence of the operator present on top of stack. Statement is the precedence of operator scanned is equal to the precedence of operator present on top of stack. So I'll give you an example. Suppose you are scanning minus. Suppose you are scanning minus. And suppose minus is only there on your top of stack. So both are having equal precedence. So we can say that both are having equal precedence. Are you getting this? Okay. Is it understood, students? Similarly, I'll give you another example. Suppose you are scanning a plus addition symbol and already on stack minus is present. See, you are scanning plus, that is addition symbol, and already on top of stack minus is present. Now we all know that in algebra plus and minus is having equal precedence. Are you getting this? So this will also fit into the in the case 3, that is case C, because plus and minus are having equal precedence. Equal precedence doesn't mean that they are equal operators always. So first example which I gave was that you are scanning minus and minus is there on top of stack. Still it is equal precedence. Second example that I quoted is suppose you are scanning plus and minus is there on top of stack. Or suppose you are scanning minus and plus is there on top of stack. Or suppose you are scanning multiplication and division is there on top of stack. Or suppose you are scanning a division and multiplication is there on top of stack. So all these cases are giving you an example of precedence of operator scanned is equal to the precedence of operator present on top of stack. Did you understand this? Okay. So equal precedence means it is not compulsory that the operators should be equal. We also have the operators plus and minus whose precedence are equal to each other, and multiplication and division whose precedence are also equal to each other. Is it clear, students? So in this case, if you are getting these type of cases, then what we need to do? Let us see the condition. Now here also we need to do the same thing which we are doing in the case of case B. That is, pop the operator present on top of stack and push the operator that is scanned. Whatever you do in the case 2, that is case B of step 2, same thing you are going to repeat here in the case 3 also. That we are going to pop the operator present on top of stack and you are going to push the operator that is scanned onto the stack. Are you getting this? So these are our 3 steps. Once all these steps are done, we have to do all the steps, repeat. We have to repeat step number 1 and 2 until entire infix string is scanned, and once it is finished, then pop all the operators in from stack. So this third step is nothing but which I used to do in the earlier examples also. Once your entire input string is scanned, then what we do, we pop all the operators which are remaining on the stack as of now, and they will be outputted to your output string. So this third step we have already discussed. Now based on their rule number 2 and 3, let us continue to the problem which we have solved earlier. Okay, so I'll take the example which we had discussed in the last lecture also. A plus B minus C multiplied by D divide E. So suppose this is your expression. Suppose this is your expression for which you are calculating postfix. For which you are calculating postfix. First, let us calculate postfix. How to calculate postfix? First, which operator will be resolved? Multiplication will be resolved, right? Then which operator will be resolved? Division will be resolved, correct? Then which operator will be resolved? Addition will be resolved, correct? And then which operator will be resolved? Subtraction. Just please confirm whether this is the same answer that we had got on that day. Just confirm. We have
Yes,
solved,
sir.
correct? This is the same answer, that is infix to postfix, that we had solved. This is the normal way of solving that we had done. Now let us apply the concept of stack to solve this problem. So this is our given problem statement, correct? So what we will do, we'll scan the input string from left to right. We'll scan the input string from left to right. First symbol that I scan is A, correct? The symbol which I am scanning, I am writing here in the rectangle, okay? This is my stack. And this is my output string. Suppose this is my output string now, in which I'll be writing my answer. Okay. First symbol that I scan is A. What is A? A is a operand or operator. It is an operand. So where this operand will go? Directly onto my output string. It will directly go to my output string. Correct? Next symbol that I scan is plus. What is plus? Operator or operand? It is operator. So if it is an operator, it has to do something with the stack. Correct? So we'll check the precedence of operator present on top of stack with the precedence of operator that we have scanned. Right now there is nothing on top of stack. So its precedence is assumed to be less. So plus is having more precedence. So whenever the operator which is scanned is having more precedence as compared to the operator present on top of stack, what we do? We push the operator that we have scanned onto the top of stack. So plus will go on your stack. Plus will go on your stack, correct? Then next thing that I'll scan is B. Next thing that I'll scan is B. What is B? Operator or operand? B is operand. B is operand. So if it is an operand, then it will go in my output string. it will go in my output string directly. Correct? Next thing that I'll scan is my minus symbol. What is minus? Operand or operator? It is operator. So if it is operator, it has to do something with my stack. So we'll check the precedence of the operator that we have scanned, which is minus, with the precedence of the operator which is present on my top of stack, that is plus. Correct? Now these two are having equal precedence, right? These two are having equal precedence. Now when they are having equal precedence, what we do? Case number 3, right? In our in the statement number 2, case number C it is, right? In this case, we will pop the symbol present on our top of stack, right? We pop the symbol present on our top of stack. What is present on top of stack? Plus. So we'll pop plus. So if I pop plus, plus will come in my output string. If I pop plus, then plus will come in my output string. So this plus has gone now from my stack. Plus has gone from my stack, it is popped and it has come in my output string. Correct? And what I do next? I push this symbol which I have scanned right now, which is nothing but my minus, on the stack. So this minus will go on stack. Is this understood, students? Is this step understood?
Yes, sir.
So let us
Yes,
proceed.
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah. So let us proceed now. So what we are doing next now? We are scanning C. Okay. What is the next symbol that we scan? Next symbol that we scan is C. What is C? C is an operand or operator? It is an operand. If it is an operand, directly we'll put this in our output string. Directly we'll put this in our output string. Correct? Next what we'll scan? We'll scan multiplication. Next we scan multiplication, right? Multiplication is an operator. So it has to do something with stack, right? So what we do, we check the precedence of multiplication with respect to precedence of the operator present on top of stack. What is the operator right now present on top of stack? It is minus. Correct? We check the precedence of multiplication with minus. So precedence of multiplication is greater than minus. So which case it is? In step number 2, this is case number A. This is case number A. Correct? Precedence of the operator that we are scanning, that is multiplication, is greater than the precedence of the operator present on top of stack. That is step number A inside 2. Correct? What we do in this? We simply do a push. Correct? In this case, we simply do a push. So what will happen now? Multiplication will be placed on our stack. What will happen? Multiplication will be placed on our stack. Is this step understood, students? How that multiplication went on the stack? Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Yeah, yeah, very
Yes,
good.
sir.
Very good. So next is D that we will scan, right? Next is D that we'll scan. So what is D? D is an operand. So if it is an operand, it will directly go in our output string. It will directly go in our output string. Correct? Next string that will scan is division. Next string that will scan is division. Correct? Division is what? Operator or operand? It is an operator. So it has to do something with stack. So we'll check precedence of division with respect to precedence of multiplication. So here precedence are equal. Here precedence are equal. Correct? Here precedence are equal. See, pay proper attention to this step, my dear students. Huh? Here precedence are equal. What we do in equal precedence? In equal precedence, we are going to pop the symbol present on top of stack. Correct? So this multiplication will be popped and this multiplication will now come in my output string. Correct? This multiplication we will pop and this multiplication will come in my output string. Correct, students? This much part is clear. Multiplication is got popped. Now what we do next is we try to place that division. But students, when we try to place this division, we should also compare this now with respect to existing top of stack. See, huh? We didn't used to do this earlier, because earlier there was only one operator as of now in the examples, correct? So whenever I am wishing to do a push, I should compare the precedence with existing top of stack, and this should be done continuously every time. Why I didn't do in the earlier step? Because there was only one operator, so it got popped and other one got placed. But now when I do it in this step, when this multiplication was present over here, right? Now here I am having two symbols, so it may happen that in the symbol which is present downside, I may get different conditions. So I should check. I may or I may not get, right? In different algorithms, different things may happen, but we should check. So what I am doing here is I am checking first precedence of division with precedence of multiplication. So what is happening? This multiplication is getting popped and it is coming in my output string. So it will come here. And then I am trying to place division. But before I place division, I check precedence of division with minus. I checked precedence of division with minus. Now with respect to minus, precedence of division is more. So this fits into the criteria A of step 2. So I can push. So this push will happen. So I will not pop minus in this case. Are you getting this? Whatever I tried to explain, is it clear, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we are done with the division now. We are done with division, right? Now what is the next thing that will scan? It is E. It is E. So E is what? It is an operand. It is an operand. So E will directly go in my output string. E will directly go in my output string, right? Correct. Now my entire input string is finished. Now my entire input string is finished. Now when my entire input string is finished, what we do? Last step, pop everything that is present on the stack, correct? This is the last step. So if I do pop now, what will be popped first? Division will be popped first. Then what will be popped? Then minus will be popped. Then minus will be popped. Does this match to our answer? Yes. So this is how we have successfully converted our infix notation into the postfix notation. Our infix notation to the postfix notation with help of stack. Is the example understood, student? How do we convert infix to postfix? Is this example understood? This is very important example.
Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes,
And
sir.
these are, these are the steps that we have followed, right? These are the steps which are there on your screen. Whether all of you have noted down these steps, if anyone has not noted down, please note it down, or if you can take a screenshot also, it would be great, so that if you have missed some part in writing, later on in your notes you can get it completed. Or I'll also upload the video. Actually last lecture's video also I have not uploaded yet. I was busy with the campus drive on that day, Saturday, but I'll upload both the videos today. Okay, so these steps are very important, so I hope you have noted down this step and the example. Shall we move ahead with the next point then?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we have seen infix to postfix, right? Now let us see the second example, that is infix to prefix. Now let us see second example, that is infix to prefix. Infix to prefix. Infix to prefix. So let us take the same example so that the flow will be very clear to us. A plus B minus C multiplied by D divided by E. So let us solve the infix to prefix with the traditional method first. Which is the first operator that will be resolved in this case? Multiplication, right? So multiplied CD will be solved first. Then what will be solved? Division. So divide multiplied CD, E will be the output. Then what will be solved? Addition. Correct? Then what will be solved? Subtraction. So this is the final result. Can you confirm whether this is the same result that we had obtained for infix to prefix in last lecture? Is it correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this we have solved with traditional method. Now we have to apply the concept of stack to solve this infix to prefix. So let us see the steps now for converting infix expression to prefix expression. Now let us see steps for converting infix. What I am doing is now I am copying all the steps because there are few changes. Rest steps are going to remain same. So I am copying this steps, okay, as it is, and now I am labeling this as infix to prefix. What is the algorithm that we are discussing now? We are discussing infix to prefix. We are discussing infix to prefix. Okay. So here also what we do, we will discuss step by step. So here initially what we do, we perform reversal of the given input infix notation. What is the first thing that we do? Perform reversal of the given input infix notation. How to perform reversal? I have taught you. This was our first application of stack, right? This was our first application of stack, right? Whatever given input infix notation is there, what we need to do is we need to perform reversal of that given input infix notation. So let us come to our example. So what is our given input here? This one, right? This is our given input. A plus B minus C multiplied by D divided by E. This is our given input expression. So we need to perform reversal of this. We need to first perform reversal of this. So if I perform reversal, what will be the output of that reversal? E division D multiplication C minus E plus A. Is this understood? First step what I did? I did reversal of given input string. Is this clear, students? First step.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
simply we have done reverse of the given input string. This is our first step. This is something new. This we didn't do in the infix to postfix, right? In prefix, what is the first thing that we do? Perform reversal of given input string. Now after that, what we'll do? We'll start scanning the string left to right. We scan the string. Now which string I'll scan now? The revert wala string and not the original. Very important. Now whatever algorithm I am applying, I will apply on which string? I'll apply on this reverted string. This one which I have now marked in red color. Not on my original given infix notation. The entire algorithm now will run on my reverted string. Is it clear? This is very important. Sometimes students make mistake. They keep on observing that original string. That should not happen, right? Now we are going to apply this on the reverted string. This is something different. We didn't do it in the postfix notation, right? So in infix to prefix, first step is to perform reversal of given input infix notation. Second, we scan now this string, which is nothing but our reverted string, left to right, one symbol at a time. Okay. Now while we do this scanning, two things can happen again. The symbol that you are scanning is an operand or it is an operator. Correct? The symbol that you are scanning is an operand or it is an operator. Now, if it is an operand, the logic remains same, that we are going to write that symbol on our output string. We are going to write that symbol in our output string. So if you scan A or B or C or D, like these things, this you are going to write that symbol in our output string directly, same as that of infix to postfix notation. Okay. Next, if the scan symbol is an operator, then we had three cases. Same three cases will be there here also in infix to prefix. What is the first case? Precedence of operator scanned is greater than the precedence of operator present on top of stack. Then push the operator on the top of stack. This conditions remain same. This condition remains same, no change. Okay. Second condition, precedence of operator scanned is less than the precedence of the operator present on top of stack. Then pop the operator present on top of stack and push the operator that is scanned. This condition will also remain same, no change. We have already discussed these cases, right? So I'm not explaining them again. So case A and case B remain same. Let us move to the case 3. What is case 3? The precedence of the operator scanned is equal to the precedence of operator present on top of stack. Now in this case we were popping the operator present on top of stack and pushing the operator that is scanned. Here now what we are going to do is we are not going to pop that symbol. We are not going to pop that symbol. Simply we are going to push the symbol that we have scanned onto the top of stack. So we are going to do like the case A, not like case B. Are you getting this? We are going to do like case A. Simply push whatever thing you have scanned. If two things are having equal precedence. So if two minus are there, they can be placed on top of stack. Or plus minus is there, they can be placed on top of stack. No need to pop the existing symbol which is present on top of stack. Are you getting this? This is the only change. Then once the entire, this will continuously do, repeat for step number 1 and 2 until entire infix, uh, until entire string is scanned. Then pop all the operators from stack. This will remain as it is, right? Now once everything is done, again we will perform reversal of the output string. Again we will perform reversal of the output string. Again we will perform reversal of the output string. Is it clear? Just hold on, student. I am getting a call. Just hold on 1 minute. Okay. Hello. Am I audible, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I got a call. I got an emergency call, so I had to pick that call. Okay. So where were we? We were discussing about the steps to convert infix to prefix. So once the entire string is completed, then we are going to pop all the remaining operators from our stack and that will go in the output string. Now whatever answer you get, again you are going to perform reversal of that answer. This will be our final step. So let us go and see this with help of example that we have seen now. So our example is a plus b minus c multiplied by d divided by e. So in first step what we do, we perform reversal. So this is our reversal, that is e divided by d multiplied by c minus b plus a. This is our reverted one, right? Now this is our stack which we are going to deal with. This is the block of current string that I scan and this is my output string. Okay, so let us solve. First thing that I scan is e. First thing that I scan is E. E is what? Operator or operand? It is an operand. So if it is an operand, then it will directly go in the output string. If it is an operand, then it will directly go in the output string. Correct? Next thing that I scan is divide. What is divide? Divide is having, it is an operator. And now its precedence is greater than the precedence of operator present on top of stack, because as I don't have anything on top of stack, we assume that precedence of divide is more. So this division will go on my stack. This division will go on my stack. Are you getting this? Any doubts, students? Next thing that I scan is D. Next thing that I scan is D. What is D? D is an operand, so it will go in my output string. Next thing that I scan is multiply. Next thing that I scan is multiply. What is multiply? Operator. Multiply is an operator. So this multiply now, its precedence will be checked with precedence of division. Both are having equal precedence. Both are having equal precedence. And in equal precedence, we all know that now here we are going to perform push. Here we are going to perform push. That is step number 3. That is step number 3. So this multiplication will now go on our stack. Then next thing that I will read is C. C is an operand, so C will go in my output string. C will go in my output string. C will go in my output string. Are you getting this? Next thing I scan is minus. Next thing that I scan is minus. What is minus? Operator. What is minus? Minus is operator. So precedence of this will be checked with precedence of the operator present on top of stack. Minus is having less precedence as compared to multiplication. This is case number B, second case inside step number 2. What we do here? Pop. What we do here? Pop. Correct? So multiplication will be popped. Multiplication will be popped. Correct? Multiplication will be popped. And ideally we try to push now minus. We try to push that minus. But as I told you, when we try to push that minus, we should also check that with respect to current top of stack. What is now current top of stack? Divide. Now again, precedence of minus is less than precedence of divide. So again, case number B inside step number 2 is applied. And again, now this division will be popped from my stack. Again, this division will be popped from my stack. And now again I'll check, but now nothing is remaining. So this minus will be pushed now on my top of stack. This minus will now be pushed on my top of stack. Is this minus wala step understood?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Next thing that I
Yes, sir.
scan is B. B is an operand. B is an operand. So it will directly go in the output string. It will directly go in the output string. All right. Next thing that I scan is plus. Plus is an operator. So in that case, now we'll compare with stack. Plus and minus equal precedence. If equal precedence now, then push. This is the case 3. That is case C of step 2. So push will happen of plus. Correct. Next thing that we'll read is A. A is an operand. So A will go in the top of stack. Sorry. A will go in the output string. Now entire string is finished. Entire string is finished. A is also finished. Once entire thing is finished, what we do? We perform pop. We perform pop. So first plus will be popped and then minus will be popped. First plus will be popped and then minus will be popped. Now whatever answer you are getting, again reversal will be performed. So if I revert this answer again, what will happen? Minus, plus, A, B, divide, multiply, C, D, E. So this matches to the answer which we had calculated using traditional method. Is the example understood, student?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
very good. So what we have seen today is we have seen how we can use a stack in order to do infix to prefix and infix to postfix conversion. So we have seen their relevant algorithms. Now there are practicals also for this. Okay, there are practicals also for this. So I have taught you the algorithm, how to do it. Okay, more details about how to practically do it, I'll be discussing during the lab sessions. I'll be discussing during the lab sessions. Whenever we'll be having next lab session, that time I'll be discussing in depth of how actually we can do it. I'll be giving you some hints how to do it, but now you have to do it. This is very important. Okay, every logic I will not teach. Okay, I'll give you hints how to do it. Okay, so more such details we'll be discussing in the next practical session. But as far as theory part is concerned, we have seen the algorithm and we have seen the examples how to convert infix to prefix and infix to postfix using the traditional method, and we have verified how we can do it with help of stack also using our algorithm. Is it clear, students? So with this, I will like to stop today's lecture. Let me download the attendance.